In a world cluttered with information, where truth is power, Lawin Weekly News stands apart.
We delve deeper, uncover facts, and bring stories to light. From political showdowns and economic triumphs to the pulse of the street and the heart of the community.
We capture the moments that define us, stories that challenge, inspire, and transform.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
These are Lawin headlines for this week. Texas House passes bill giving parents, school boards more control over library books. Texas House rejects automatic bail denial for repeat offenders. 102-year-old East Texas woman credits Dr. Pepper, Cheetos for long life. Billy Joel diagnosed with brain disorder, cancels all upcoming shows. Teves back in PH to answer for 2023 Degamo assassination. Brazilian nun's beatboxing performance stuns Catholic TV audience. McLaren's Lando Norris triumphs at Monaco Grand Prix, first win since 2008. Ivana Alawi linked as alleged mistress of film producer politician Albi Benitez.
I am Neska, and tonight we bring you the latest stories in the United States of America, especially in the state of Texas. So sit back, relax, and let Lawin Weekly News be your guide to the news that matters most. Texas lawmakers passed Senate Bill 13, granting parents and school boards greater authority over school library or book selections. The Texas House approved the legislation after it passed the Senate. The bill requires school boards or advisory councils to approve new books and handle complaints about existing titles. Under the law, school boards can review and approve all new library acquisitions or delegate this task to an advisory council made up of parents and community members. The council or board will decide if challenged books remain in the collection. As Texas schools begin to implement the new requirements, the impact of Senate Bill 13 will depend on how school boards and advisory councils apply its provisions. The law marks a notable shift in the role of local authorities in shaping library collections and educational standards. The Texas Senate has unanimously approved a bill that would allow colleges and universities in the state to pay student athletes directly through agreements involving their name, image, and likeness, or NIL. The legislation, if enacted, would mark the first time student athletes in Texas could receive direct compensation from their schools under a state-sanctioned framework. The bill, which passed without opposition, includes provisions that limit NIL agreements to athletes who are at least 17 years old. Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick said the measure aims to preserve the strengthened college athletics in Texas. The bill now moves to the Texas House of Consideration. If approved and signed by the governor, it would go into effect on September 1, 2025. If enacted, the law would establish regulatory standards to oversee NIL agreements, ensuring transparency and compliance with NCAA and state guidelines. The Texas House on Tuesday voted down Senate Joint Resolution 87, a proposed constitutional amendment that would have automatically denied bail to repeat offenders. The resolution fell short of the required 100 votes, largely due to opposition from Democratic lawmakers. The measure, which had previously passed the Senate or Texas Senate, sought to deny bail to individuals accused of certain felony offenses if they were repeat offenders. Republican lawmakers have pushed for stricter bail policies, citing concerns that the current system allows repeat offenders to commit additional crimes while out on bail. The defeat of Senate Joint Resolution 87 comes amid ongoing debates over bail reform in Texas. The Texas Senate advanced a bill that would prevent cities and counties from organizing gun buyback programs. Gun buyback programs allow local governments to purchase firearms from residents, often with no questions asked. to reduce unwanted firearms in homes and promote public safety. The bill's preliminary approval in the Senate could end these programs across Texas if it becomes law. They say buyback programs have limited impact on gun violence and may not be a responsible use of public resources. The bill reflects the trend of state governments asserting control over firearm regulations, limiting local authorities' ability to enact policies tailored to their communities. It now awaits further legislative approval before becoming a law.
Hello sa mga kababayan natin dyan sa Texas. Meron po kaming show ni Desa sa June 14 sa Gaylord Texan and Convention Center. So dun po sa mga bibili ng tickets, lalagay ko po dyan sa ating caption. So magkita-kita po tayo with Desa sa June 14 dyan po sa Texas. See you!
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories, from elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits. I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
The Austin City Council has approved a $104 million budget to fund the foundations for 3 downtown caps and 2 northern stitches. The vote took place in Austin, Texas, although the specific date was not provided. The funding will support infrastructure projects aimed at covering sections of highways to create parks and public spaces. The 3 downtown caps will be built to cover designated areas in the city's core, while the 2 northern stitches are intended to improve urban connectivity. City officials say that projects are part of efforts to enhance the city's aesthetic appeal and functionality. Further updates on this construction schedule and project details will be communicated to the public as plans progress. A Henderson, Texas woman recently celebrated a milestone birthday surrounded by family and friends. Wilma Bennett marked her 102nd birthday on Tuesday, May 27th. Born in 1921, Bennett has witnessed a century of historical events and technological changes. Known for resilience and positive spirit, she remains an active and beloved member of her community. The celebration brought together multiple generations, including her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. A specially baked cake with 102 candles was shared, and attendees reflected on Bennett's life and legacy. Bennett attributes her longevity to simple pleasures such as regularly enjoying Dr. Pepper and Cheetos, along with staying connected with loved ones and maintaining a positive look. Her birthday marked more than a year of life. It celebrated a century of experiences, community, and joy. A San Antonio couple, Richard Morin and Rosa Mora Duran, were arrested for allegedly orchestrating a large-scale fraud scheme involving the theft of homes from elderly individuals using fraudulent title documents, according to law enforcement officials. Authorities stated that Maureen and Duran targeted seniors in San Antonio by forging title documents and liens to acquire properties unlawfully. The couple reportedly used multiple business entities to facilitate the fraud, creating an appearance of legitimacy while conducting illegal activities. Investigators uncovered methods involving forgery and coercion to manipulate victims. Adam Joseph Green, identified as an accomplice, was also charged in connection with the scheme. Green faces charges including financial abuse of the elderly and collaborated with Maureen and Duran in the fraudulent activities. The investigation focused on elderly homeowners, a group considered vulnerable to deception. Officials noted the significant financial losses and distress experienced by victims. Billy Joel has announced the cancellation of all his upcoming concerts following a diagnosis of normal pressure hydrocephalus or NPH, a neurological condition that affects balance, vision, and hearing. The 76-year-old musician cited recent performances exacerbating his symptoms, leading to his decision to halt the remainder of his tour. He is currently undergoing physical therapy under medical supervision and is expected to make a full recovery. The canceled tour included dates across the United States and the United Kingdom, with rescheduled performances planned for November 2025 through July 2026. Fans holding tickets for the original dates will have them honored at the rescheduled shows. Joel expressed his regret over the cancellations and emphasized the importance of prioritizing his health. He thanked his fans for their understanding and support during this time. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, or FBI, is investigating an incident involving the impersonation of White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles. According to sources, unknown individuals accessed Wiles' personal cell phone and obtained her contact list. Using this information, they reportedly contacted several senior government officials posing as Wiles. The investigation began after reports surfaced of unusual messages sent from contacts linked to the Chief of Staff. Details on how the unauthorized access occurred remain unclear. Authorities have not confirmed whether the breach resulted from hacking, physical access, or another method. Authorities advised caution and recommended verifying any communications received from the Chief of Staff, known contacts during the affected period. The White House has not issued an official statement regarding the incident. Former Negros Oriental 3rd District Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. returned to the Philippines on Thursday after being deported from Timor-Leste, over a year after being implicated as the alleged mastermind behind the Pamplona massacre. The massacre in March 2022 resulted in the deaths of Governor Ruel Degamo and 9 others. Authorities have filed multiple charges of murder and frustrated murder against Teves in connection with the case. Teves arrived in Davao City aboard a Philippine Air Force aircraft that made a refueling stop before he was scheduled to be transferred to Villamor Air Base. Upon arrival at Villamor, the National Bureau of Investigation, or NBI, will take Teves into custody. Investigators had sought Teves for questioning regarding his alleged involvement in the killings of the NBI, or the NBI will conduct further inquiries following his return. Two Brazilian nuns, Sister Ana Paula Marquez and Sister Carmen Regina Silva, performed an impromptu beatboxing and dance routine during a live broadcast on the Pi Eterno Catholic television network on May 27th. The nuns appeared on the program to discuss their religious work and daily activities. During this segment, Sister Ana Paula Marquez began beatboxing, while sister Carmen Regina Silva complemented the performance with dance moves, surprising the show's host and viewers. The broadcast took place at the Pai Eterno television studio in Brazil. Clips of the performance quickly circulated on social media platforms such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, gaining widespread attention both locally and internationally. The Pai Eterno network has not issued an official statement regarding the performance. Viewers responded by posting comments and sharing the video on various social media sites. The Commission on Filipinos Overseas, or CFO, is calling on all qualified overseas Filipino octogenarians, nonagenarians, and centenarians to avail themselves of cash incentives under the Expanded Centenarians Act of 2023 or Republic Act number 11982. Under the law, overseas Filipinos who are 80, 85, 90, or 95 years old may receive a 10,000 pesos cash gift. Those who reach 100 years of age or older are entitled to 100,000 pesos cash gift, along with a special congratulatory letter from the President of the Philippines. The CFO encourages interested individuals or their representatives to get in touch for more information through the following channels on screen. The CFO reiterates its commitment to honoring the contributions of elderly Filipinos abroad by helping ensure they receive the benefits they are entitled to under the law. Lando Norris secured his first Monaco Grand Prix win on Sunday, driving for McLaren in one of the most prestigious races on the Formula One calendar. The race was held in Monte Carlo and featured a new regulation requiring each driver to complete 2 mandatory pit stops. Norris started from pole position and maintained his lead throughout the race. He successfully defended his position against Ferrari's Charles Leclerc, who mounted a challenge during the later stages. McLaren team Oscar Piastri finished in 3rd place. The victory narrowed Norris' gap in the Drivers' Championship standings to just 3 points behind Piastri. The Monaco Grand Prix remains a highlight of the Formula One season, and this year's edition played a key role in shaping the 2025 championship standings. Calvin Abueva, a veteran forward in the Philippine Basketball Association or PBA, has not yet made his debut for Northport Batantier in the ongoing PBA Philippine Cup. Gio Halalon, a player for Magnolia and a former teammate of Abueva, commented on Abueva's move following Magnolia's 94-70 loss to TNT at Araneta Coliseum on Friday. Halalon noted that Abueva's playing style has been impactful in previous seasons and stated that his addition could assist Northport. Halalon also mentioned that he has not had the opportunity to speak with Abueva about the team change. Abueva's change or status and the timing of his first game for Northport remain unconfirmed as the Philippine Cup continues. HBO Max has announced the leading cast members for its upcoming Harry Potter television reboot. The announcement follows an open casting call. Dominic McLaughlin has been cast as Harry Potter, Arabella Stanton will play Hermione Granger, and Alastair Stout will portray Ron Weasley. All three actors are new to the Harry Potter franchise. The series is intended as an adaptation of J.K. Rowling's book series and will stream exclusively on HBO Max. The release date has not been announced. The author will serve as an executive producer on the project and will work with the production team during the adaptation process. The open casting call received thousands of submissions. The casting process was conducted to select actors of the primary roles. McLaughlin, Stanton, and Stout will portray characters previously introduced in the book series and film adaptations. Social media personality Ivana Alawi has been named in a criminal complaint filed by Dominic Nikki Lopez Benitez, the estranged wife of Bacolod Congressman-elect Albi Benitez. The complaint, which was lodged in Makati, alleges violence against women and children and accuses Alawi of being involved in an illicit relationship with Benitez, who is also the outgoing mayor of Bacolod City. The complaint, a copy of which circulated on social media on Thursday, also alleges that Benitez fathered two illegitimate children. Lawyer Peter Sanchez, representing Albi Benitez, denied the allegations in a public statement. As we brace ourselves for the upcoming weather changes, let's dive into what you can expect day by day. Whether you're planning outdoor activities or just preparing for the week, we've got you covered with the most accurate forecast. Stay tuned with us as we take a closer look at the weather patterns that will impact our region. Remember, here at Lawin Weekly News, we bring you the clearest skies to the stormiest forecasts.
Here is your Lawin Weekly News weather forecast in Houston, Texas. On June 1st, Sunday, the highest temperature is 93 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate partly sunny skies with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon. Thunderstorms can bring localized damaging wind gusts. On June 2nd, Monday, the highest temperature is 92 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will be partly sunny and humid with a thunderstorm around in the afternoon. On June 3rd, Tuesday, the highest temperature is 90 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect partly sunny and humid conditions with a thunderstorm in spots in the afternoon. On June 4th, Wednesday, the highest temperature is 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 79 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate mostly cloudy and humid weather. On June 5th, Thursday, the highest temperature is 88 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. The day will be cloudy and humid with a thunderstorm in one or two spots. On June 6th, Friday, the highest temperature is 89 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 77 degrees Fahrenheit. Expect mostly cloudy and humid conditions with a thunderstorm in a couple of spots. On June 7th, Saturday, the highest temperature is 93 degrees Fahrenheit with a low of 78 degrees Fahrenheit. Anticipate mostly sunny skies.
Looking ahead to the weekend, the Filipino Leaders Coalition of North Texas is hosting a Philippine Independence Day celebration this Saturday, June 1st at Asia Times Square in Grand Prairie. The event will feature Filipino food, music, dance, art, and activities for the whole family. Filipino-American artist JR will also perform live. This celebration is open to the public with tickets currently available. Proceeds will support Bantay Bata 163, a child welfare program in the Philippines, as well as the coalition's humanitarian projects. So those were the latest stories in Texas this week. I am Nesca Santina from Lawin Media Network. Have a great day.
Lawin Weekly News.
Tune in live Sundays 8 a.m. Central Standard Time and Sundays 6 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Lawin Weekly News.